Delivery for a beauty. I think it's it.
It's what?
Your test.
My stool test?
Yeah.
I just went to the bathroom. Alright, so this is my stool sample test thing. So let's open it up and see what it looks like. Oh, very professional looking.
So return label.
Yeah, in the package. Perfect.
Some gloves.
And see, that's the scoop. That's what I was talking to you about. You have to like fold this cardboard piece to shovel your specimen into
So important documents. I'm assuming this is
the container that you put it in.
from refrigeration non-top.
Oh, there's the, yeah, that's the brick that we have to freeze.
Just freeze that.
Yeah.
And then one glorious sample container. And insulated bag, which I assume this goes in and that goes in.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah. Oh, and then you have to date and time it too.
Alright.
I don't have to go yet.
This is in preparation for you're going in for a colonoscopy. So gotta get this done.
I know. Tomorrow. Because you have to send it in the same day that you collect. My first doctor's thing that I have to accomplish this week. So the first thing on the list is a stool sample. Sorry if it's too much information, but I wanted to share with you guys if anybody else is going through the same thing. I got these sample bottles. So one is insulated, and then this one is the collection, and it comes with a little shovel inside, if you can see that. It's recommended that you collect from the first stool in the morning. There is this handy dandy stool catcher where you stick it to the side of the toilet so it catches it and it doesn't fall into the toilet water. So there's that. It also comes with gloves and these cardboard paper scoopers to shovel it off of the little shovel. So I have to collect half. I have to collect half of this. No pressure. So I gotta go through all these steps, get it all prepped, and get the sample in, and then it has to be shipped the same day. So that's the shipping information as well. Yeah, so that's what I'm gonna do this morning. And then I'm going to start getting ready for my colonoscopy, which I prep for that today as well.
So one sample. So assuming this goes in like this. One sample. That gets sealed with that. In a box. Closed. So obviously it says do not ship on Friday or Saturday, so it's Tuesday. It's okay. And that gets sealed. And it's good to go. One stool sample, off to the races.
Off to the laboratory. That's what they called it in the paperwork.
Well, someone's going to go play with your stool.
Yeah, I know. Have fun.
Mm-hmm. So as per beauty, this is the best part of the process.
It fizzes. Oh my god. Oh.
So how often do you have to drink this?
Well, I have to drink this one right now, and then I have to drink the other one tomorrow.
What time? Before we leave? 7 a.m.?
Yes.
Smells good. Smells citrusy.
You know, the senses that link you to memories?
Mm-hmm.
I have memories with this smell, and it's not pleasant memories. It's like I have to plug my nose and just chug it. That's why I have a straw. Oh my god.
Bottoms up. I can get some shot glasses out.
That might be better.
So that was packet number 1.
So I have to take these pills in about an hour or 2. Fun times, guys. Fun times.
Proud of you.
Thanks.
1 hour later.
While prepping for the colonoscopy, I am only allowed to eat breakfast the day before and then just drink water or clear fluids for the rest of the duration of the time before my colonoscopy. But one thing that I can eat is Jell-O. So I'm going to make 2 different kinds of Jell-O. I'm going to make orange, lime, so green. So I'm not allowed to have red dye or purple dye. So that's why I'm going with these 2 colors. Hey guys, so I have been doing my prep for the colonoscopy. I ate breakfast yesterday morning and I had nothing else to eat since then. It's now 10:15 the next morning and I'm feeling pretty lousy, just not a lot of energy. But my bowels are all cleaned out, so that was the goal, so I'm happy with that.
So we're just getting organized here, then we're heading to Toronto, where her appointment is. And you're scheduled for 2:30. And so we got a little bit of time between now and then, but we're going to get organized, make sure we take all the precautions that we need.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're going to use the medical grade masks since we're going into the hospital. And
about an hour and a half drive, and I'm going to be bringing the Switch. I'm going to probably be sitting in the car because a lot of places aren't allowing family members in waiting rooms and stuff like that because of COVID-19. So we'll see what happens, but I'm going to go as far as I can with her, and then I'm going to make myself disposed for 3 or 4 hours, or however long, because she's getting 2 procedures done.
One is called an endoscopy, and the other one is a colonoscopy. So the one goes up your bum, and the other one goes down your throat, so they kind of can see everything.
So hopefully they go down your throat first, because
I'm sure they wouldn't use the same camera.
I would have thought when she was taking a lot of the medication, that laxatives and stuff like that in preparation, I was under the impression that she was going to be sitting on the toilet most of the day. It didn't really work out that way for you.
No, it comes in waves. No, hopefully all goes well, and the tests come back and shows that my Crohn's isn't inflamed at all. That's the best news that you can hope for. And yeah.
Also, her doctor recently retired for personal reasons. So the new one, I guess, wants to get better understanding and visual.
Yeah, so I'm scheduled for the colonoscopy and endoscopy today. I also have an MRI that's around the corner.
Which they haven't scheduled quite yet. But.
No. The prep for the colonoscopy is not my favorite thing in the world. The drink that I have to have twice, so one yesterday and then one this morning at 7 a.m. I've had many colonoscopies, so right when I smell it, it triggers that memory, and I was like, nope.
So, this morning she had to wake up at 6:30, which I think she was more upset for the fact that she had to wake up at 6:30
Well, I was tired because I got up quite a few times during the night to go to the bathroom.
Yeah. An hour after that, no more liquids. So
Yes.
she hasn't had liquids for the last 2 hours. So
Because of the endoscopy, because they're going down your throat, they recommend not to have liquids 4 hours before your procedure. So I got cut off.
But you made 2 things of Jell-O and you didn't end up having any of it.
I know, I wasn't hungry. I was full of water.
All right, so we're going to jump on the highway and we're going to head Toronto bound, and next stop,
The hospital.
the hospital. So we just dropped off Beauty. She's going in for her procedures today in Toronto. I'm just going to wait out here. She'll probably be about 3 to 4 hours, but I've got some emails to catch up on and some other work, so I'll be content. It's not too hot out, so I'll be able to have the windows down in the car and not have the car running, so that will be nice. And hopefully I hear from her before she goes in. It looks like they're screening for COVID-19 here in Toronto, so she had to kind of go through a little bit of a lineup before getting into the hospital. I think it's more of if she gets tested and comes back positive, then they'll notify her. And in case anyone that either came in or after her, then it's kind of isolated and they have an understanding. Look who I found. A little groggy, but I'm going to get her home. So we just got home. Someone's a little more awake now.
Yeah, I still want to lay down for a little bit though. Not quite sure what I want to eat first.
So, just going to have a nap, get some food, and then we get to hear about her.
My experience.
Alright. Nap time.
3 hours later.
Hey guys, so we just woke up from our 3-hour nap. I still feel not great. So when we first pulled up to the hospital, we were really confused because I thought we were going somewhere else, but I'm bad with directions. And they had 2 booths where they were doing COVID-19 testings outside. And we were also confused about that. We're just like, is that where we go?
Well, the thing that got me is they called it COVID-19 screening, which the assumption would be they're checking for COVID-19 going into the hospital, right? The word screening, that's what someone would assume, instead of COVID-19 testing, pop-up, whatever, like using some terminology. But
Yeah.
so it wasn't screening to get into the hospital.
No, it was just 2 booths outside of the hospital for the public to go into and get tested for themselves. So he wasn't allowed to come in, so I was wandering up and I was like, okay, those 2 don't seem right. So I wandered up to the building, and the only door that was really open was the outpatient door. Oh well, I'll go in anyways because other people were going in. And I was standing there and a lady's just like, excuse me, I can help you? I was like, oh, okay. And I was like, I don't think I'm in the right place. I was like, I'm here for colonoscopy. And she's like, yep, you're here. And I was like, okay, thank God. So she asked me all of the questions to make sure that I haven't traveled in the last 14 days, come in contact with anybody and all of that jazz. And then she sent me to the administration where I got my hospital bracelet and a sticker to go on my shirt. Thank you.
She came out looking like that.
Yep. Well, a lot of people actually took the time to put it horizontally on their shirt, and I was like, and they asked me a whole bunch of questions about the COVID-19 again, who's picking me up, and address, and making sure all that information is correct. And she sent me down the hall to another lady who wasn't there. I was waiting around. I was like, hello? And people kept on walking by. They're just like, sorry, I don't know where they are. I can't help you. I was like, it's all right. She finally came, and I had to answer more questions about COVID-19. And
how many times were you asked in total, you think?
About 5 times.
Well, they want to make sure that you're getting the same information.
Exactly. Right? Yeah. So from there, I walked down this hall and I sat for about 30 seconds until a nurse came in, and she says she offered for me to go to the bathroom before I got all gowned up and everything, and she got me hooked up to the IV and took my blood pressure, took my heart rate, and my temperature. She said if I had a temperature, then the procedure would be canceled. I was like, please don't have a temperature.
So unfortunately, we didn't take any footage, not because we couldn't, but because having worked in a hospital before, a lot of hospitals have very strict recording prohibited policies, and we wanted to respect those.
Before I knew it, I was getting wheeled in. I got a chance to text him and my mom, letting them know I got into the building safe and was ready to go into the procedure room. And then I got in, and the doctors and nurses were really great about talking to me about what was happening when. It was a little overwhelming because it was in a small room with about, I would say, 6 doctors and nurses around me. So it was a little bit overwhelming. Hands were moving pillows and blankets and legs and arms and the one thing that I didn't remember about having the endoscopy last time was that they put this plastic tool in your mouth for the camera to go down so it doesn't hit your teeth or anything like that. That was kind of weird because after they put it in, the nurse held it there so it wouldn't fall out when I fell asleep. So it was just a lot of closeness for my likings. But you know, it was great. The doctor came to see me after I was done, and he said that there was no sign of disease in my digestive tract.
Which was the one thing that they were worried about with you having some symptoms recently?
Yeah.
One of the symptoms that triggered this was the pain in your legs. So they wanted to kind of have an assessment of, is something causing it? Has your inflammation come back?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They also took biopsies of my intestine, so we'll see how those come back in due time. When I first woke up, the nurse gave me some apple juice to drink, which was super nice because I had nothing in my body. I stopped drinking everything at 9 a.m. this morning, so I was really thirsty and I had no sugar in my system, so that was much needed. It kind of pushed me over, but my stomach's still pretty tender, so.
Your next meal should be light. Later in the day, you may return to a normal diet. You may have a sore throat, drink plenty of fluids to help your throat feel better. Do not drive, car, or operate any machinery until tomorrow. We suggest you go home and rest for the remainder of the day.
Check.
And then the other one, it is normal to see a small amount of blood in your toilet paper after a bowel movement following the test. Gradually increase your diet over the next 24 hours. Do not drive a car or operate machinery. Same as above.
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously call your doctor, nearest emergency department if you have bowel pains or bleeding and feel of unwellness that does not go away. Overall, you think you're okay besides some soreness and stuff like that?
Yeah. I still don't feel very good, but that could be just lack of food in my system.
Well, this is someone that weighs just over 100 pounds and eats more than I do sometimes. And I'm pushing 260 pounds.
Yesterday was rough. I was craving a lot of food.
It actually, I don't know if this helped at all, but I actually didn't eat any food around her because she's one of the ones that you're eating something and she'll just come, can I have a bite? So I purposely made sure I didn't eat anything around her. I had dinner and breakfast and she didn't see it. So I don't know if that helped at all.
It did.
So, recommendation, if someone is going through this and they're not allowed anything and they love food, just don't eat around them. they want you to stay away from certain colors. And the major ones, they said red and purple, but the major ones that red, purple, and blue, and mostly because that shows up and appear as blood or something like that, it can just make their life miserable as they're inspecting your intestine, and esophagus and stuff. So we wanted to I got her some white or clear liquids because you don't want to drink water all the time, and they're like, you need to have some electrolytes. So I got her a Gatorade, a Powerade, and a vitamin C, like the vitamin water. So you didn't need that much. We only had the 3 bottles, but she drank the normal bottles that you've probably seen in our stories and videos.
64 ounce.
So they wanted at least 8 ounces an hour, which is a lot. Like your normal intake is 8 ounces throughout a period of a day. So wanting 8 ounces every hour, it's a lot. These bottles are great. They came with some cleaning straws, and it's a great representation of being able to see throughout the day where you should be and if you're not getting it. If you don't think you consume enough water, or you have a procedure coming up for either gastroscopy. So if you have a gastroscopy coming up or a colonoscopy, it's really important that you drink that water. And I think that made a huge difference for you this time because
I drank 2 of these plus 3 Gatorade bottles.
A little bit different weekly vlog, but we want to kind of incorporate because we did talk about her Crohn's disease a couple vlogs ago.
Yeah, and this was a big part of our week this week.
This weekend you have your normal infusion.
Yes, but this time they're trying Benadryl, so it might be drowsy again for you.
They're really concerned about the leg thing because leg pain is listed as one of the major side effects of this drug.
They're worried about me developing antibodies for the medication, so they're worried about that. So I'm going to get extra blood work done to make sure the levels of medication that's in my system is the right level, and then we're going to try the Benadryl, and he says if the leg pains aren't there, then don't call me, and if they are, then call me. That's it. Okay.
Thanks so much for watching, guys. Hopefully this vlog was as entertaining as always. I was going to pick on her a little bit more in the car, but
I fell asleep.
Yeah.
Alright, we'll see you later, guys.
Thanks, guys.